Show me what you can do.
Welcome back to the Halo Infinite podcast, episode number 5. We are doing this at our normal time. This is going to be our regular time, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Mountain? Like 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. Eastern. So that's each of us. We're in every time zone. All right. That's us. So if you want to get community games, whatever time zone you're in,
we got it covered.
We got you covered.
Yeah, we have the whole United States covered.
Poor Josh jumped on like right as everybody got off last night, though.
I did. I was like,
yeah, he messaged me at 2:30 in the morning. You up?
Not that kind of you up text, though.
It really wasn't. Nope. It wasn't. It was not. So no, but so a lot of exciting stuff. We got a handful of topics to cover. First and foremost, though, we want to invite you guys to the Discord. There is a link in the bio description, however you're watching this, listening to this, jump in. We're already getting I forgot to tweet. Yeah, there's already like 100 Spartans in there, or getting close to. But the most important thing is we're playing. Like we played tonight. We jumped in. We had to jump into big team battle because just so many people are getting hyped for this. You guys have already helped us reach. If you type in Halo on iTunes, you're gonna find us. We're right there at the number one spot.
Like number one. We're number one.
Number one, thank you guys for that. And the reviews and stuff, that's helping out a ton as well. And so yeah, you guys are all amazing. Thank you so much. So we're going to jump into our first topic here, which is when should Halo Infinite launch? All right. So we've heard from like Phil Spencer that they're wanting to be strategic. They're wondering when Call of Duty is going to be coming out, I guess. They've also got Xbox is like, hey, yo, we're dropping like games for days from October through December, September. So
they also have Battlefield. Like they have the marketing deal for Battlefield, so they don't want to eat their own lunch.
Exactly.
They're like Nintendo 2018 title every month.
I hope so. Like I'm okay with this. I'm definitely okay with it. But I was on the. I got to give a shout out to the Xbox Factor podcast. I'm a regular host on that show. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. But this was one of the topics we kind of talked about, and some of the hosts on that show were like September, would be
the prime. No way.
No, I don't think it hits September.
Halo's a November game.
It is exactly.
It kind of always. I think it always
around Thanksgiving,
has been, right?
It's always been around Thanksgiving. I think we had a couple that was like early December, but it's always been around there. And especially since this is going to be crossplay and it's going to have PC and console, I think they're going to have to really test some stuff first, like with the flights and stuff before they, before we do the whole.
Yeah, we're in July. We're in July. It's coming out.
Yeah.
You think it's coming out in September?
No. They're having matchmaking issues with MCC right now because all the people jumping in.
Yep.
So part of my thinking as well is the longer they wait, the more they can market, right? And what happened today? Oh, let's do a Halo 3 doubles tournament, right? With a $25,000 pot. So if you haven't heard about this, I will try to get a link to it in the description here. You could jump in and I think it's going to happen over the weekends. I don't have all of the details right in front of me right now, but this just kind of came out of nowhere. And it's like, okay, I was kind of wondering what are they going to do? How are they going to do some marketing? It's starting right now. They're going to have this tournament going, and
Rocket Race came back the other day as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the custom. Did you guys try the custom browser for MCC yet? It's all in Reach, but oh my gosh, it is like pure chaos in there. I jump into like a zombies match last night, and everybody's like move speed is at 1,000, and so the zombies are moving at 1,000. Everybody else has got like snipers and shotguns, and they're like cheesing to get up on this roof that the zombies can't get to, and then it was like this 16 people just constantly rushing trying to get up onto this roof, and it was like that. There's actually some seasonal challenges for getting into the custom browser, but I'm like, they never end. Like it was like round over, didn't end, just kept going round over. I'm like, okay, so
I have the details for the tournament if you want them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's going to be ladder matches to get points, and that starts 7-9. So next
Friday
and Saturday, there's going to be like ladder matches, and then the 2 Fridays after that, there will also be ladder matches, and then every Sunday, starting 7-11, 7-18, 7-25, there's going to be weekly qualifiers, and then the finale is on July 31st.
So who's I mean, we got to participate in this, but who you guys what are the teams?
we gonna draw straws?
Why do I feel
mean,
like
I think
if you look at the B-roll, look who was in everybody's back, who was in my backpack, who was at the top there.
Yeah, Johnny's happy with this B-roll because this was his shiny moment, this 1.75 KD that he had for the night, and then that graph takes a strong dip after that.
We don't talk about
one
the graph,
game.
Caller. We don't talk about the graph.
Look at all 10s for me. Remember, I was all 10s across the board on that.
That was a team shoot everywhere game.
It really was. It really was. Was this? Yeah, I'm 9 in Halo. For my rank is 9 now.
This was immediately after the podcast on Monday, right?
Yeah. So, and one of the things we're going to talk about in a bit here is how we're working on getting the rust off, because I have a story for you guys. So, but yeah, so I mean, I'll go ahead. You guys can pick last, so I could be last. I mean, you can pick me last. I'll be that kid, So who's?
I mean, I think it's John. John's on the short end now. I was watching some of his gameplay from the stream.
I'm the bottom frag right now. Okay, I got a lot to prove. I'm here for not my skills. Okay.
I don't think any of us are really. We're just here for fun.
Yeah,
we're just talking heads. That's all we are.
I'm actually a little bit glad that the B-roll that I had that I lost. The second match, I was trying to text people and stuff, and the match before we were red, and so I was shooting blue, and then the match started, and I started shooting blue, and then my teammate started shooting me back. I was like, "Well, I'm sorry." So,
I think that's what's going to be good about Infinite and the getting away from the red v blue. Like, it's going to be just the outline. It's maybe not going to. That was the hardest thing, and I kind of like it. Not that Call of Duty had that with colors, but all like the most recent Call of Duty, you're always against red team. You're always blue team when it comes to numbers, looking at the scoreboard or whatever. So I think keeping that consistency, because I do remember that back in the day, and we've gotten that even recently here, going back into MCC, just because it is so much just classic. They didn't change much of Halo when they put it in MCC. They just kind of updated it and made sure the playlist worked. Well, not at launch, but eventually worked. And it is hard to go back and forth, especially when it's you're getting used to that team you're killing, and then it switches up. So, and this is bad B-roll here because we just get spawn trapped here for like 2 minutes.
Oh gosh, that game, dude.
Go back to the last match. Go back to the last match.
Just scrub
watch that again.
Yeah, we'll just scrub back to the last one. Sounds like a plan. So yeah, I mean, jump into these tournaments, get some of the rust off, and you guys will have to wait and see how we end up pairing up to go. We're gonna have to jump into doubles matches to practice after we pair up. That's gonna be
dude. Doubles was my jam. We need to do this. We need to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about it. I love doing these doing tournaments. Honestly, you guys can expect to be doing like community tournaments within the Discord. So that's going to be something that will happen. Like I've been running Smash tourneys for I don't even know, since Smash came out on the Switch. So I mean, like I love tournament play. Like it is some of the most fun. You guys can't hear what's happening in this B-roll right now. They weren't the best call outs, but there were call outs.
There was
right.
more swearing. There was more swearing in this match
And
than
this match,
the old match on midship or whatever. That was good.
You
comms.
may be able to see this on the channel soon.
You will, yeah. I'll
yeah.
be editing it. This it'll be up shortly. So, but here's the thing: I want to use this as our like documenting our journey as playing this game and getting more competitive, right? To be able to look back.
Yep.
I'm gonna number these things. It's almost gonna be like our Halo journal, and it's just gonna be. I mean, this is the first time the four of us played together, ever.
Yep.
Like we've all played kind of, here and there, but this is the first time that all four of us jumped in. And I mean, we won our first match, and this one was a little rough, but I even think, I mean, look, we're
Josh
in the
put
lead
us in
right now.
competitive off the rip too.
Off the
So
beat, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're playing against sweats that have been playing this game for years.
Since
maybe.
Halo 2, they've been in the old Halo 2 server. They never left. So yeah, some of them have never left. They have their Xbox has just been running and it's sitting in like a cooler because it's just trying to overheat all the time. So, but let's talk about this. How have you guys been, like, knocking some of the rust off? The main shooters that I played, especially once I got way into the Switch, was just like Splatoon, and then started doing a little more Fortnite here and there, and then started getting into some Call of Duty. And there was some, every now and again, I'd fire up the Xbox and play some Halo 5 or some Halo. But I mean, there was definite rust there. And so have you guys been like me, and you're like, all right, I need to figure out what I need to do to step up my game? And I see all the heads nod. Mule, what have you been doing?
Oh man, so I've been trying not to get, like, I've been really lazy lately with my shooters. And like what I mean by that is, like, just to get a little technical here, as we watch the gameplay, that your crosshair reticle, right? The biggest thing that you see, like really hardcore PvP first person shooters, is that reticle. They don't, when they look around corners, when they go around stuff, they're not looking at the ground, or they're not looking at an edge. They're looking at where the guy's going to run, where their head or their body's going to be. So like for me, I've been playing lately. I've been trying to get back in the habit of doing that rather than just like looking at my surrounding and like running up the stairs with it, looking at the stairs. Because then you have that time to look up. It takes that much more time to look up to get your headshots or your body shots on. So that's one of the things. And also, this Elite right here is amazing. Hair triggers on it. It's just, I love it. And one of the things, I didn't even realize you could do this in the Master Chief Collection. This is how like rusty I am. I didn't realize you could actually go into one of the settings and change it to where your settings are the same for every game.
Mm-hmm.
So like Style showed that to me,
that.
I was like, oh man. Because I would go from Halo 3 to Halo 4, and I'm like, why am I not meleeing? Why am I not meleeing? Yep. And so that helped a lot. So I can start building back the muscle memory of like, okay, I'm going to melee here with this button. I'm going to throw the grenade with this button. That way you don't have that like confusing moment where you're like, wait, which button is it? Which button is it?
Yeah.
But
I think I've gotten used to it now though. Like I haven't changed all my controls. But my brain kind of knows when I'm playing Halo 2 versus Halo 3. I mean, that's what I'm going to say. I still go 3 and 14 on both.
Yeah.
So,
and just playing.
Maybe I should change my.
I just need to play more. Like I need to get familiar with the maps again, like the spots, the sweet spots, where you throw your grenade to make it bounce this way and things like that. So I've been trying to like get back in and do that. And that's just, I'm starting again. I had one match the other day where I had like 25, almost 30 kills, one match with Styles. And I was like, okay, starting to get back in the flow of things here. So, yeah.
Crawler, how about you? What have you been doing?
I mean, one thing I noticed about Halo when you were playing other stuff and coming into Halo feels slow. It gets progressively faster as you get towards 4 and then 5, and it feels better, more similar to shooters that we've been playing recently. But having spent 90% of my time playing just Halo now, even Halo 2 and Halo 1, the speed doesn't like throw me off anymore. And I'm getting back into like the crouch jumping as you're going through, and you just automatically get extra distance on your jump when you do that. And it is really just like riding a bike, because Johnny started at 3 because you had to get a 360. But like for the rest of us, I've been playing since I had an Xbox. I actually played Halo on PC before I had an Xbox. I'd played it at friends' houses with that crazy Duke controller, which was rough, and coming from the N64, like trying to learn dual sticks was throwing me off, and actually learning mouse and keyboard and that independent control.
You didn't know where to put your third hand anymore after playing this before.
But like learning that independent walk and look on mouse and keyboard, because I had played a little bit of stuff on PC, but never anything as precise as this kind of FPS. I'd been playing like Star Wars games and other kinds of stuff. So getting that control really helped me when I did get an Xbox. And then that's what you played until Call of Duty kind of did take the scene with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And so it's just like riding a bike and just getting that practice in, getting the reps, remembering what things do, because Halo 2 has lock-on rockets, Halo 3 doesn't. Halo 3 has or Halo 2 has hit scan, and Halo 3 is projectile. So it's just remembering what we're doing, especially when we're in the mixed bag playlist, kind of doing a bunch of different stuff. It's just a lot to remember, but it's fun to get back in there.
John, how about you? What's I know you've been grinding Fortnite. It's your main game for the last.
I thought it was
go,
Mario
Johnny.
Golf.
Fixing the item shop, please. Thank you. But I was playing I was playing Fortnite for a long time. I was playing Apex. I was on an Apex kick like a couple months ago, and those games are much faster than Halo. Now I'm just been playing Halo for on the shooter side, and like I'm definitely rusty. I honestly don't know if I was ever good, but I still need to learn how to play again. I remember playing Halo 3 a lot back in college. I skipped a lot of class, played it with a bunch of people in the dorm, and now it just feels like that again. It feels like, when we played the other night, it just felt like the old times where you're just, playing with a group of friends, and it feels good. I actually streamed it tonight, and a lot of people were popping in saying, I've never played a Halo game. I can't wait for Halo Infinite. So
that guy from Fortnite's in this.
Dude, that blows my mind. How have you never played a Halo game? Like,
we were talking about this last time. It's 20 years old. We haven't seen a Halo game in 5 years, and people don't care about it.
Some would say we haven't seen a Halo game since 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Right? Like, I'm not trying to be. I'm not even trying to be like salty or negative, anything like that. But the hype that was around 3, it seemed like it slowly trailed with Reach, and especially then with 4 once the transition happened. And then, I mean, really, you could even say that 4 was like the last Halo, because there were so few Xboxes in the wild, and 5 just fell so flat that like it really, I mean, I guarantee there were kids when Chief showed up on Fortnite that were just like,
who is this?
Who's this robot Marine? You know what I mean? Like, and so, but I want to touch on a little bit what John was saying about how literally, guys, you're going to see when we get this video up, it was so much laughing and bad call outs. Like we just laughed the whole time. There were so many one-liners and jokes, and we're ribbing each other. Like it was nonstop. And the next morning, all the texts, all the in the Discord, I've never had so much fun playing, making content. I haven't had this much fun gaming in such a long time. And I think it's contagious, right? I think other people in the Discord are getting that same vibe, and they're jumping in and just like, yo, this is really fun. Like,
well, I was listening to our last episode, and I don't want to toot our own horn, but we sound happy, There's certain times where a few of us have been known to not be so happy on podcasts. So, it's nice. It's nice to see that for a change.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite parts is like at the end when we had like a really bad game, or I should say I had a really bad game, and like the country boy cursing came out, Well,
and the classic I can't end like that one more. I can't end like that one more. And The good thing is those games are max 12 minutes long, so it's not a half-hour long battle royale game.
Yeah.
Well, Mule, you said you woke up.
I'm excited about that.
You woke up just like recharged,
Yeah, I mean, we stayed up till I think I got to bed at like 1:30, and I have to be ready for work by 8 a.m. like on the money, and I have a wife and 4 kids. And I woke up and I'm out of energy drinks of all things, because I've trying to be cut back on my coffee, because like I'm drinking like 5 cups of coffee a day. And I woke up and I was like, I don't even feel like I need coffee. I'm just jazzed. Like I'm excited. Like just last night we were playing, we had 8 guys in playing big team battle, and it was so freaking fun. Like I literally got done. I walk in the living room, my wife's sitting on the couch, and she's like, sound like you had a lot of fun. I was like, this is the most fun I've had in a long time. And it feels like the old times. I know we keep saying that, but it really does. It feels like the old times of everyone's getting excited. Everyone's enjoying playing this game again, And I think that's like the key is like the fun factor. Like it's with bros and friends, and you have good games, you have bad games, but it's just like the ribbing each other, and it's just so fun, man.
I may or may not have bought 4 Halo books that are coming tomorrow in the mail after Monday's episode. One of which I'm excited. Like it's taken me back. One of them is like a cross section kind of the ships, kind of like the old school. I had like the Star Wars, like the cut inside guide of the Millennium Falcon and the Star Destroyers and stuff like that. So it looks like it's got the Infinity and some other of the ships that are just like the cool stuff inside that you don't ever see. So I'm jazzed to look at some of these books that are coming.
That's amazing. John, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I wanted to plug the Discord again, because like the community that we've already built is awesome. And I think as this grows, as the community grows, it's just going to be fun times. Like every night there's always somebody in the looking for group section being like, hey, who's playing Master Chief right now? Who's trying to run some of the campaigns? I love what we're building, and I'm excited for it to just grow.
Yeah, I'm right there. I saw messages today from Rust Belt Kid. He's like, yo, I need somebody to play the campaigns. I've never done it before. Like that's amazing. I hope there ends up being 4 people that jump in and play through the story for the first time. I got to introduce my nephew to Halo. If you guys want to go check out, I put a thread on the Halo at Halo Infinite Pod on Twitter. And like, this was the first time he's played a shooter, right? He's 5. He loves Mario. He shows up with his Mario Odyssey pillowcase, and he's like, Uncle Josh, check it out, And I was like, oh, that's awesome, dude. But we're gonna do something else. He's like, what's that?
He was so engrossed in that game. I love that video. You were like asking him questions. He's like, dude, don't talk to me. I'm busy.
Yeah, and he's like smashing his lips together and looking all intense, trying to trying to kill the grunts and the jackals. Well, and the thing is, I had to start him on 5 because on my Xbox downstairs, I had a 32 gig update that took like 2 hours. So he played some 5, and then I was like, hey, I got something for you. And I had an extra 4-inch Master Chief, and from the Halo Infinite toy line. And so, he was like super stoked on that. And then I pulled out the Banshee from Mega Bloks that I picked. It was $10 off at one of the grocery stores. So I picked it up, and we put that together. And then I also have the I can't remember what it's called, like Halo Legends. It's a Blu-ray. It's got like 10 different shorts on it, animated shorts. And so and then he just stopped building and just started watching that. It was just totally like he was all in. And then I'm like, bro, your dad has this. And his mom shows up and he's like, hey mom, I know dad has this, so I'm playing it when I get home. She's like, I think you can play this with your uncle, and that's probably it. And he was so disappointed, like so disappointed. But let's talk about getting the rust off a little bit. So I also have the Elite Series 2. Love the controller. But I had always played with the first one with the smooth setting for the right stick. And what that does is it moves the stick about halfway pretty smooth, but then it like jumps it the rest of the way. So you guys might even notice it in some of the gameplay tonight, to where like the rifle will start to move slowly, and then it's just like really, really fast. And it would constantly throw me off. So I spent a good part of this week. I put my I used to play Halo at sensitivity 10, and now I'm at like 4.5, right? And it's just like, it's part of me feels like I'm dying inside, but it's just like, it's okay. It's okay. I want, like, for the style that I typically play, it's what's working for me, and it has improved my game significantly. I just feel way more dialed in on everything, and I'm landing way more shots. And I think I've forgotten how useful grenades are in shooters, because I don't think we, like, in Apex, I mean, you might pick them up, but I don't think it's something that's regularly.
I think Halo, it's like ingrained though. Like that is.
Yeah, but what I'm finding for myself is that I've gotten out of the habit of using them, and so now getting into that habit, and then when I throw them and I betray Mule, it's
like, who's killing me? Oh, it's Josh.
That wasn't my nade, I swear.
I had the long respawn, but no. And so if you're in that boat where you're kind of like, man, my aim's not what it used to be, like, just start working with that sensitivity, dial it back, get to where you feel comfortable. Mule, yours was lower, right? You're already back in, and you're like, I'm gonna start bumping it back up.
Yeah, I'm a high sensitivity guy because I love the quick movements of the feel of the mouse. I mean, I like when I play other shooters like Warzone or Apex, I have it dialed up where it can almost be as fast as like a mouse flick. Not quite as big. I mean, you can't replicate that 100%, but I love that quick. Because the way my style of play, as you guys will know if we play more together, is I just like go. I Mulehorn Jenkins it, right? I just run in there and blow crap up and cause chaos and all of that.
I think that's why we all feast or famine together, because I think we all kind of play that style.
Play like that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, I always used to be super, super aggressive. And Halo 4 and even some of 3, I started playing less aggressive, started trying to use cover more, just to and so I'm not always the, like, right up in your face. I'm going to hang back. That game of Wizard we played earlier today, I was getting all those kills. I was just watching where everybody was team shooting, trying to get that headshot, turning, trying to get that headshot. I wasn't rushing to the middle. I'm a lot of times just trying to look for a spot where I can get cover if I need it. And then, oftentimes that also means there's a good chance you're going to get rocked by nades. So, just keep that in mind. That kill right there, I don't know if you guys are watching the B-roll, but I couldn't kill him with the rocket from underneath the slotted. I
This
was
team
like,
destroyed us, dude.
they totally wrecked us. Yeah, but I still didn't understand why I didn't get a kill right there from that rocket. I'm like,
Because it's old school. This is 3,
Old
right?
school, yeah.
This is old
Yeah,
school.
3.
Perforated
It's retro gaming.
surfaces are impenetrable. They're bulletproof. No splash
Yeah.
damage.
So moving right along, I want to get into. We're going to talk about the Inside Infinite, and it's a very long article. There was I'm going to briefly touch on the teams is something we're gonna talk about after this, because the esports, I love it, but Halo is attacking everything on all fronts, right? They're going for the campaign, they're going for esports, and they're going for what I like to call like the weekend warriors, right? The filthy casuals, which would be us. And so it's a beautiful thing. And I'm really excited. I'm excited. I mean, and you can see like on the just from the community manager that put out the blog post, just how pumped he was so pumped that about what they're doing with teams, and the community seemed pretty responsive to it as well. So, but before we do that, we're going to jump into Inside Infinite. I have a link in the description on the podcast here, and this is a number of interviews. Okay, so like one of the questions here is, it says the team also mentioned seasons a few times before including our recent Halo Infinite multiplayer overview video. How will Halo Infinite function as a live game, and what role will seasons have as a part of that? So we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but I want to give you guys just kind of the definitive answer on how these are going to work, and then we can kind of chat about it a little bit. So Ryan Paradis, I'm not sure if I said his name right, but says seasons are the core container or framework for the content we'll be delivering to our players. It's a concept that should be familiar within MCC already. But for our new players, it's pretty simple. Roughly every 3 months, we're going to kick off a new season. This comes with a ton of updates, new gameplay content, new events, new systems, new customizations, new progressions, new. And you'll see in this blog, we're really excited by the work the Halo Waypoint team is doing to bring your Spartan seasonal journey to the web and mobile app. So before I get into what Chris says, have you guys been unlocking stuff in MCC?
Oh yeah,
I'm broke on points right now.
I haven't unlocked it. I'm hoarding points right now.
I just
don't know what
spent
to do.
Did you buy
4
your
before
Rhino?
the
Did you buy the
podcast,
Rhino stuff?
so-
I didn't buy the Rhine, but you guys were wrong. It's Halo 3. It's not Halo 4.
Okay.
Oh, I said 3.
Somebody said 4, I think.
I think we were talking about weapon skins in that
Oh,
sense.
okay. Well, it is the Rhine skin, or what is it? Rhino? Is it Rhino or is this Rhine?
Yes.
It's Rocksteady. You're just Rocksteady.
Yeah, Rocksteady. That's
How
20.
Cowabunga.
I have about 30 points right now that I'm sitting on. Like, I'm so nervous to spend them. I don't know what to spend them on.
30 points.
Okay,
dude,
I'm so
go
Me
spend
out,
them.
man.
I'm so
For
glad you
what?
said this, John. I'm so glad you said this. So look, here's how, because at first I was a little bit confused by the whole system, right? But here's how it works. When you go into the exchange, those are past items that were available through completing challenges. You can then purchase them with season points. So whatever shows up in the exchange, it's new every week. So make sure you purchase those 3 things, because you can't get them any other way. Then if you go into just the store area where you purchase the season stuff, I think it's with the triggers, you can go between all the seasons. And then with the bumpers, you can see what was offered within those seasons. You just have to
so
unlock.
that's seasons? I
Those
thought that
are
was
seasons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
I
why you
didn't know
don't
that.
have to be afraid to spend any of your points, because all that stuff is always there, and that's how they're going to do Infinite. Basically, you're going to see that list of stuff to unlock that you haven't unlocked yet. And I mean,
I was
think
going to say I
it's-
like it, but it stresses me out.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I was kind of stressed.
I mean,
out
we're
at first,
7
too.
seasons in.
There's
Like,
so
we're
much
gonna be
stuff.
And you get
we're
those
gonna be
points so
starting-
slow sometimes too. You got to do the
we're gonna be
challenges.
starting in season 1 for Halo Infinite,
Yep.
so I won't feel as overwhelmed. But if I fall off, like if we fall off, which I don't think we will, but if anybody falls off, come back like 2 or 3 seasons later, it's like,
all
oh
there.
man, what do I buy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What for me, I'm loving this now because I'm like, not only am I going for achievements, right? But now
They're all
I got
diamond. They're all
I-
diamond achievements.
Because
Yep.
nobody played the game because it was so broken.
Yeah, I killed my 1,000th grunt this morning while I was playing with my nephew. So that was, and that was like 1.6% or something if people have that unlocked. I'm just about to get my 400th win. So that's also like 1.67 or whatever. So it's, not very many people have played it, but yeah. So the way seasons run in MCC, spend those things. But here's what I recommend: go through and find something that you want and then start working towards that. So there is a white skin with a red skull for the Halo 3 battle rifle, and it's in the Anvil season, and it's like 3 pages in. So I'm just working to unlock those pages to get to that skin. And then I'm going to look for the next thing I want to unlock, and I'm just going to do it that way. And then eventually I'll just start unlocking everything all together. So
Joel's throwing shade at you right now, Josh.
is he? What's he saying?
He said 1,000th grunt. I remember my first week playing MCC.
Oh, I love it, Joel. I want to give Joel Mead a shout out. He's one of our mods, Hero Beyond as well, Hate Zero, and who we have a couple. Who are other?
Thaddeus Prime.
Thaddeus.
Hold
Yeah.
on,
So
let's see.
we got a handful of mods already. And
That's it. Yep.
I want to say thanks for that. So
Josh.
yes.
So can I just say something about what Ryan said about the seasons? So
Yeah, please.
something that has always bugged me, because like to do live service good, the thing that's always bugged me about live service is the flow of content, right? Like if you're going to do a live service, you really have to have like a schedule, and then you got to have that content keep coming, right? Or you'll have like what happened with Avengers, right? Where like,
Well,
you don't have content.
Avengers has got other problems too.
But there's other games that are similar to that. Is what I'm just using as an example.
Yes.
But like when I'm reading what he's saying here and the amount of content that they're going to be pouring out every roughly 3 to probably 6 months, that's a lot. Like there's going to be a lot. It sounds like at least there's going to be a lot that they're going to be throwing at us in this game. And hopefully I think what they're going to think with that is it's going to keep everyone like really engaged in like the multiplayer and things like that in the season pass, because I think now, like with gamers, you're going to have to do that because people are so used to like the Fortnite and the Apex model with free to play games that you're going to have to just keep throwing out skins and content and things like that. And I'm kind of excited, but I'm also a little nervous because like what I'm hearing here is what I've always wanted from live service games. It's like, we need content, man. Like if it's a live service and you're building this around like new stuff coming out, you got to stay on top of that. So I'm wondering like what tools they're using as developers. Like, can they push stuff out that quickly? If they can, that's going to be fantastic.
Well, they've also had an extra year to
That's
prep.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
The content's already there. They're waiting to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
You mean the DLC's on the disc and I have to buy it?
Yeah.
Well, here's my chance to get our plug-in for Xbox Game Pass, because if you don't have Xbox Game Pass, it's the best deal in gaming. You should spend $10 a month and or $15 if you want Ultimate, and get those games for free every month.
Exactly.
How much they pay you to say that?
Hashtag ad.
Oh man, this weekend was awesome. So, but I mean, okay, real talk. How many of us are going to buy the Legendary Edition of Infinite when it's
Me.
announced? Yeah,
Me.
right. So even though we have it on Game Pass, guess who's still gonna buy it?
I'm
We.
probably-
I
even gonna buy
I got my cat helmet sitting somewhere over there, somewhere that doesn't actually fit on a cat because it goes over a game-sized plastic holder, and then I got my Noble Team up over here as well.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for 1 second if we didn't see another Chief helmet as the kind of the throwback for.
Well, and then
the
there's
event.
what, a $70 Chief statue
Figure.
that was announced
Yeah.
today at is it GameStop, I think, that has it.
Best Buy had it.
Best Buy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was a
So-
nice looking figure. I almost
And
pulled the trigger on that one.
it's mildly priced too. So I hope it's good.
I want
You
to.
know what I'm excited for with all this content? I get to be the one to cover all the paid content because I'm gonna be buying everything that's in the shop.
Yeah, you're the one that posted the picture of Scrooge McDuck with your raise this week. So
Yeah, exactly. I got that letter.
Yeah.
Just saving up.
Well, your whole stimmy went to V-Bucks, so
Yeah. I'd much rather give Microsoft my money than Epic. So
potato, really.
yeah.
So here's from Chris Blum. It says, we are focused on adding to the player experience every season. We will look at what worked and see if we want to do more of it. If something didn't work, we will learn from it and do better in the future. We want to experiment, learn, listen with every release and make the game better for everybody. Also, it should be noted that along with progression and customization pieces, seasons will also debut big and small features that make the game larger, more fun experience. That's exciting. I mean, and we already know. I mean, I said it earlier today on the Xbox Factor podcast that like I think 343 is it may be one of the scrappiest studios around, right? Like they have not I'm gonna age myself here, but they literally were like Artex in the pool of sadness or whatever, right? The swamp of sadness, like just sinking, and they just kept fighting. They kept fighting, and I mean, look at them now. Look at when they came out on stage. Look, I have a meme I'm going to post probably tomorrow. It's like this ripped dude, all black and white. His arms are back, and then it's just got Joseph's face on the front. And when he walked out at E3, it was like, yo, like this is good. Halo feels like it's back, you know, and it's a good
Can you
thing.
imagine like all like the feedback? You know, we see some of it, but like after Halo 5 came out, like they were probably just getting beaten down constantly.
Game devs have to have tough skin and maybe stay away from Twitter, but 343 definitely got ripped pretty hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With, I mean, criticism of Halo 4 multiplayer, criticism of Halo 5 campaign. Just, I mean, you're not Bungie. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things that they get, even though probably how much of that studio was Bungie at the time, and they moved over because some of them stayed and worked on Destiny. Some of them decided to go to 343. So I mean, there's a lot of talent that probably was there, but they got to take a lot of internet criticism. But everyone's mad on the internet, so you know, it's just how it is.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
No, but they're definitely. I mean, even those statements, right, are like we're here to listen and make it awesome. And as we continue on, I can't wait for you guys to hear this stuff. So, let's see. It says there's quite a bit to unpack here, but before we dive into specifics for events, customization, and progression, I want to discuss the quarterly model with you first. Why did you decide on this time period between larger updates and the obvious question from a community manager, do we have to wait 3 months to fix issues that may arise? Ryan says, so we decided on a roughly 3 months because it gives players a good amount of time to experience and explore the seasonal content without it getting tiresome and without constantly pulling the rug from under players. We want to ensure that there's always a fresh and fun reason to be playing Halo Infinite, but that the things that they know and love will be around for more than a heartbeat. I love that. And you absolutely do not need to wait 3 months for bug fixes. We are going to have to prioritize fixes on our end, of course. Not everything will be fixed immediately, but we have the infrastructure to deploy fixes pretty rapidly. once we solve them on our end. And of course, player feedback will continue to play a role in identifying opportunities and shaping our priorities as Halo Infinite grows and evolves over time.
And that's the same cycle of Apex. It's 3 months for each season for Apex.
Yeah, but they
so
do
that's
like a
gonna be
mid-season update too, though. So
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do something like that.
Yep.
And same with Fortnite. I think Fortnite's about 3 months as well.
Yeah, they're all pretty
Yeah.
much 3 months for their seasons.
There's been a little bit of analytics, I think, done to find that out.
Yeah, that happy. Yeah.
You guys are going to like this from Chris as well. It says there's one note from Ryan in regard to the seasons that I'd like to jump in on. We want players to have cool content, activities, events, and rewards over the course of the season, but we do not want to demand that players have a ton of hours every week of the season to complete everything. We want players having fun in Halo, not grind it like it's a job.
Destiny,
Oh my
Destiny
gosh,
was a
thank
Destiny
you.
was a job. Destiny was a
Thank
job.
you. Yes, that's what killed me with
you-
Destiny.
Even these other, free-to-play games like Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, they feel like a grind. Like you could play for, I don't know, how long do you think it takes to get to 100 levels on Fortnite? Probably
$75.
Yeah, I was going to say $75.
I think that's about what it costs, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
well, there you
it's
go.
like-
That answers your question. People don't want to do that.
yeah.
People don't want to just spend hours and hours grinding.
I want Rick
Trying to
Rick
get one thing.
Sanchez in Fortnite, and I'm at like level 26 or something like that right now, but we'll see.
I thought you were gonna say you want Rick Sanchez in Halo. I'm like, I want a Marshmallow concert if they're gonna have an event, just-
Well,
Oh
and
my
I mean, here's something that I'm kind of hoping, because I know, especially when the game first launches, and even a couple months into it, like we're gonna go pretty hardcore, right? Like that's what we're gonna end up doing, and I hope there is something there if you do put that time in, right? That it's not like, well, we completed everything in the first month, and it sounds like what they're saying is that won't be the case. But I am curious on, like, or maybe even some, instead of something that's tied to the season pass, like when you hit 500 headshots, there's a cool
Something,
piece of
yeah.
gear, right?
Yep.
When you hit 500 sticks, maybe there's some cool piece of gear. Like I love those kind of incentives, because it's just like,
Yeah, and like even right now, there's
Yep.
two, I think, across PvP and PvE, 343 assassinations and 343 sword kills. And if you combine those two, it gets you like an armor skin right now in MCC. So they're already kind of implementing stuff like that. And I think I'm down to like less than 30 or 40 headshots, I think, for this current season to get. I think you unlock a helmet or something, I think, with that. So they have that stuff, and I think they're definitely going to be continuing that.
I love it. I'm excited for it. So moving right along here, it says, gotcha. That's really good context to have. Now let's dive into another part of your earlier answer, which touched on events. What kind of events and how many events will players be able to expect per season? Chris says, for season 1, think of events as fun things for players to experience and get rewarded. Almost every week we'll mix up the activities that are presented to the player. Certain big weeks will feature events that have new activities and specific reward tracks, free reward tracks. We will provide more details on specific events before launch, but be on the lookout for a special event type with a specific thematic reward called a fracture. The battle pass and other main vectors will supply canon customization. The fracture and some events will at times lean into things further afield, like the Yoroi armor shown in the multiplayer, the samurai armor. So the stuff within the season pass is going to be canon, but then the some of the event stuff or whatever, it looks like it's going to be, or it sounds like it's going to be just kind of maybe leading, pointing towards something else, or
I mean,
maybe they're
that kind of
having
just
fun,
that kind of screams infection and rocket race and griff ball and just all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff that they've always kind of done.
They confirmed Rocket Race came back. Is coming back, right? They just did that today.
That's in MCC. I would think they would continue that kind of stuff in Infinite as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope there's a massive playlist of similar to MCC for Infinite as far as social games and big team battles and all of the above. And I don't see why it wouldn't. So it says we've mentioned customization and cosmetics a few times now. What are various ways players can earn and unlock customization elements? Chris says out of the gate, players can get starting gear and get rewards from the free Battle Pass track. The paid Battle Pass track challenges, skill rewards, event rewards, tracks, legacy rewards, H5 SR 152, for example, will be rewarded for some campaign actions with a number of season 1 giveaways as well. Certain weeks and days have some significant inside and outside of the game, so we've set aside pieces for players to log in and claim. This is awesome.
I'm digging everything I see so far. Like I just want to dive in, right? I just want to see the gameplay, get in, like get my hands on the game, man.
Yes.
When those flights coming?
Yes. When are the flights coming? I'm ready. So let's see. Let's see. I know. Oh, this is from Ryan. It says, remember, we'll always be adding new customizations and fun ways to unlock and earn those as well. Day one is just the beginning for us. It says, I know you've touched on it in our multiplayer overview video, but can you elaborate a little more on why our battle pass is going to be different and, dare I say, better than most out there right now? Ryan says, first and foremost, we're working hard to ensure that the battle pass isn't a grind for players. We want it to be a supplemental reward system for the time you were already putting into the game. I, for one, can't stand it when I'm playing a game just to complete the battle pass, and it feels like a chore to me. On how we're going to be different, we're going player first with our battle passes. All battle passes will be permanent. This means that the season 1 battle pass will be around forever. You can always go back and select the active battle pass and continue to earn progress in it. If you decide to take a season off, or you simply didn't have time to play, that's fine. You can always go back and purchase any prior battle passes as well. Additionally, our passes will always include various free rewards in addition to the premium track. This goes back to a few pillars of ours. Provide unambiguous value and maintain that player first focus. We look at other titles where you buy something that provides time-limited access to the pass, and now you feel obligated to play. That's not fun. That isn't player first. And if you want to put trust in us and purchase something from us, it's yours, no strings attached. Chris goes on to say, this has been part of our plan for a long time, and I'm glad we are finally able to talk about it publicly.
I love that. I love the the battle passes. Like this, like they took, these other free-to-play games that have been around for a few years, like Fortnite, Apex, Call of Duty, and it feels like they have mastered it. Yeah. I would love, like I missed some seasons in Fortnite. I would love to go back and try to get those skins and that content, but it's gone. It's lost forever. So
you gotta hope it comes to the store,
item shop.
The store. Yep.
Yeah, for double the price of the battle pass for one skin.
Exactly. So this permanent battle pass thing, it's a fantastic idea.
And I bet you that like the paid track is going to be for more of the grindier players that like no life it, because it sounds kind of like there's 2 tracks where it's going to be like the ones that want to pay and then just grind their freaking minds out. And then those that are more casual that like, hey, I only got to log in and play like 4 hours this week, while we're probably logging in and putting in, 30 hours. I'm hoping that's kind of what they do when they say that, not just to have a battle pass, to have all the really good stuff at like rank 100, So if they've perfected, like you said, John, it's just going to be another reason to play,
Well, and they they're doing it right now, and I know they're going to continue it. They're rewarding you for however you want to play. If you want to play PvP, great, that's there. If you want to go play the campaign and do PvE stuff, Firefight, I'm sure maybe is going to be some kind of iteration of that is going to be there. You kill grunts, you kill elites, you do whatever. It's going to get you progress towards some kind of tier that you're unlocking based on a challenge that you're trying to do, and it's going to get you points that you can go use to unlock. And then it's also Xbox Phil and whatever backing he has from the board of directors there. It's, we got the money in this company behind you, and you just get to go do player kind of first stuff with Battle Pass. And with this, I mean, they seem to be just on the path to. They're first off, they're coming from behind. They're trying to get players back, but this is a big pillar for them, and they want to keep it going.
Yep.
It wraps up here, and he tries to get a little more information out about customization and stuff, and they're like, we can't quite talk about it yet. The parting words from Ryan and Chris. Ryan says, thanks for having us again. I'm excited when we get to engage with the community, and I can't wait to continue the conversation throughout the year. A reminder to everybody out there, sign up for Halo Insider so you can play in the flights and get the latest news on Infinite. Chris says, yes, every season we'll have exciting new content and activities. We have a ton to talk about, and we're excited to continue the dialogue in the future. Thank you, Ryan and Chris, for sitting down with us. And yeah, there we go. So I don't think we're going to dig into any more right now, because that was quite the chunk. But honestly, I think we're all pretty excited about the way this is going to play out. And I think you can almost, you kind of pick up the vibe from that interview, that they're like, this is all player first. And that's the, like, the motto and the mantra that they're going off of. That it's not, I mean, Fortnite has a brilliant business model. Don't get me wrong, but it's all about scarcity tactics. They're trying to get you to spend that money at 5 o'clock every day, because you got 24 hours, right?
You're missing out.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out. And they're like, nah, we're not about it. We're not about it. We also value your time. You don't have to grind your face off and only play Halo, But I have
because the people playing Halo now are our age. We got jobs, we got families, we got kids. Like, we don't have time to do that. I mean, I might, but the others with kids probably don't.
5 kids to feed, man. Yeah.
I want to. We kind of wrapped it up with the insider flights and all that kind of stuff. My PSA today is, I went in and I was looking at mine. It had been a while since I'd updated what like hardware I have. Since I have a Series X now, I updated that. I have the Elite Series 2 as one of my input methods. They ask you all those different kinds of questions, like what you're playing on, because I have a feeling they're going to want to test on different platforms when that comes out. So if you signed up for Halo Insider a while ago, my PSA to you is go take a look at your profile and update it.
Welcome to Crawler flexing that he has a Series X and an Elite Series 2.
Who needs that when you get amazing PC?
He has that too.
Are we flexing now?
I just helped him flex more.
There's my PS5. There's my Xbox. There's my Switch. Here's my Razor Crest Lego. Yeah.
Do you have a Nintendo Mini with you though?
There's my SNES Classic. There's my Nintendo Lego. Let's just keep going.
I think we should just do this every podcast.
That's right. Well, gosh. I want to grab a couple of. We had a couple of comments from the Discord that I thought we could talk about real quick, and there's just a handful. I think there's 4 of them here. I posted this morning just seeing if if there was any topics anybody wanted us to cover. And so this is from looks like Swam, I think, and it says, "What are the chances that Halo Infinite is going to be one of the top names in free-to-play games?"
Yes.
$75,
And-
right? Is that
and-
I mean,
and on Twitch too. I think that's what helps drive it. But I think already having a forward-facing kind of social team and community outreach that they have on Twitter and the blog and Waypoint and all that kind of stuff, I know they want to be out in the front, kind of leading the charge, and they're going to do all that they can with when it comes to getting content creators involved and being, if you can lead the page on Twitch, it helps drive numbers. Like a smaller game I played,
Merch is already talking about doing it.
I mean,
and, Ninja's gonna do it. So
yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
Twitch drops is a thing that helps drive games anymore. So like, they're gonna probably get involved a little bit with Amazon and work on getting Twitch drops going some way. Just watching the game.
yeah, especially with all this customization options, like
Yeah.
And they have Microsoft money. It's not like these small indie studios that are trying to get their game seen and like they could pay content creators to play their games.
Well, and it's even different than these large. I mean, like Apex and everything. Like EA was like, "Well done, you've brought us enough gold that we will allow you to make any game that you want." It was like, it was like, thank you, for allowing us to now make something else. Like, it's not the vibe. They're not hard up on cash trying to make the sale with this game. They're like, no, we want to build an incredible community around this game. We want to build the community that we know was there, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And
When we all signed up for Xbox Live.
when we all signed up for Xbox
we got the
Live.
OG Xbox,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think there's very much a possibility that this will be one of the top games in free to play. So this is from Joel. He says, any campaign story predictions, theories, hopes? All I'm going to say is the weapon is super sus. And I hope that Cortana figures out a way to possess her and live another 7 years so we can keep the Chief and Cortana thing alive. That's it. That's all I got.
I mean, that's gonna happen. Like that's like guaranteed, right?
I mean, I want more lore. Like I felt like Halo 4's lore was awesome. Like with the librarian, the didact,
I
Chief's
enjoyed
evolution. And
you
then
saw
in
John.
5,
You saw John's eyes too.
Yeah, and the whole
if,
reason
if you beat it on Legendary. So I mean,
yeah, and the whole reason you learn, like the whole reason why he was as lucky as he was and as good as he was at what he did was because of the librarian, right? Like it was part of his DNA makeup, and then he got accelerated in his evolution, and then it's like Halo 5 forgot all about that.
mhm.
It's like,
I want more lock stuff.
you know,
That's been Johnny's last podcast. So
All right, let's see. I can turn
so
off
you
his
want the knife
camera.
in the crotch?
Right there we go. He's
he's in
out.
timeout. He's in timeout.
He's in timeout. All right, he's back now. He's back. So
My
You
whole
know-
goal of being on here is to just get kicked off.
it's working. You're doing a great job. Fantastic. Keep that up. That's the energy we need. More lock.
Yeah.
More lock. You guys can't see it. I actually have a lock poster behind me, so maybe I'll send that to John. Here's more lock. for
But
you.
I mean, I wonder if the academy is going to be rolled into the campaign in some way. If you as a player, I think we've always been until 5. Well, and I guess 2. We switched back and forth between Arbiter. But I wonder if they maybe can take a Halo 2 style approach and have you as a recruit in the academy in some way, and then John doing his stuff, and then do the bounce back and forth, but less crappy with Locke. And I mean, Buck is the only decent part of that side of the campaign, just because Nathan Fillion is awesome.
Hey, Val picked us up a lot. All right,
True.
Linda too.
and Linda, yeah.
But I wonder if they find a way to migrate you as a player not being Master Chief. I
It's
don't
called
know.
a BR. I had to do it just to see John's reaction.
If you say the word BR, his wallet just screams. It's just like, ah!
Yeah.
This is from Uncle J Money. It says multiplayer flights predictions. When will it be? All the insiders at once? Will it be several flights for different specific groups? PC versus console, series console versus one consoles, etc. You're gonna have to buy Crackdown 4 if you want to get into the first fights. So I just,
Hey, that's how they got us the last time.
Crackdown was a good game. Okay, Crackdown was a good game.
But Halo 3 was the vehicle that got it into
yeah.
people's hands.
I was probably more excited about knowing I had that code entered than playing Crack. And then I fell in love with Crackdown. But before that, it was just, I mean, yeah. And then, oh my gosh, I hope we get the same feeling we had when we played the Halo 3 beta. You know what I mean? Like it was almost surreal. Like the first time we started at that beach and had to work our way up to that base. Like, oh, it was just so good.
Was Halo 3 beta was 2 maps, right? The snow one and
Snowbound, and the name of that other one just escapes me. It escapes me, but it's asymmetrical. There's a base up at the top, and there's the beach.
Oh yeah. It's like not Power Station because that's Halo 4. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's got the gate.
A single Halo 4 map. I congratulate you, sir.
Only because I played SWAT so many times on that one. I think it's because it's got the big water wheel power thing in the middle. But
gotcha. It's cool. So,
or maybe that was Reach. They all blend together.
Yeah, you got. I mean, Zanzibar from Halo 2, and then
and Halo maps haven't had good names since Halo 2. Like they. Halo 3 maps, I don't remember the names of them.
The pit,
man.
I love the pit.
Was the bomb. You know? Yeah.
And Guardian.
So do you think
Guardian is not a good map? Don't even get me started on Guardian.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rate the maps. We're gonna start with Halo 1. And
then how long is the list? Like
that will take forever.
Yeah, we'll do it one per game, like one game per show.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have like Halo 2 DLC is gonna be standalone because there was like 12, 13een maps with that.
Yeah.
And the cheating. Oh my gosh, you'd have people shooting
the
trains out of rocket launchers.
Yeah,
the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst. So as far as these flights, though, I think their verbiage has been it's going to be, kind of like layered. Like there's going to be a handful of people that get in. Like Crawler said, make sure you got all your ducks in a row so that if you have what it is they're looking for, you can get in first. I honestly hope as creators we're allowed to like record and show off footage and all that stuff. Like,
hopefully we don't agree to an NDA, but
I'm hoping that isn't the case, and I don't think it will be. They want
what they did with MLB The Show. I got into the technical beta, and they plaster your gamer tag watermarked all over your screen.
Yeah.
it was thinly there, so it didn't affect like your gameplay, but it was there if you posted anything online.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So I mean that could be the case.
I think it's going to be PC first, man. I think they
you better lie, Josh.
Sure.
Go tell them you have a PC.
Yeah. I think it's going to be PC because I think the console thing they kind of got down, right? I think PC is the new thing for them, where they want to make sure that everything goes smoothly. That
and I think they want to know OG Xbox, like Xbox One, like launch day Xbox One. I think they need to see how it does.
I think there will be we
can't have a Cyberpunk.
No,
there'll be a lot of unhappy people if they go with PC before Xbox.
I mean, they may try to lump in, like, if you have a higher end PC, they'll just like lump you in together. If you have like a mid tier PC, they may lump you in with like the Series X Xboxes.
I don't think they ask what your
they
PC
ask.
Can
I think they did. I think they asked like what type of hardware you had.
Maybe I
I
know
can't
my
remember.
Steam and other stuff is linked to my like flight stuff, so I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they probably got software to spy on all of us anyway. It's Microsoft.
See, I'm looking at it right now. Let's see what it says.
So, but yeah, they're
Oh
probably
yeah,
going to just be drip fed, you know.
you have to give them a whole you type in a window key command of DXDIAG and it gives them like basically the full works of your system.
They just got the low jack on your
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically they cloned my PC and they're stealing my information.
They got your keystrokes, your credit card. Well, they already have our credit cards anyway. So
Yeah.
As
they
long
already
as you
got
get
my-
into flights, it's fun, right?
They already got my heart, now they got my money.
Yep.
They're actually like watching your every move in Halo to
Yeah.
see if like, okay, this
They're
guy
like,
can
this
get
guy
in
sucks.
first, or yeah, we can
Is he
we-
pulled a Josh?
we can wait. Wow. Wow. All right.
Merch
That was-
coming soon, right? We
yeah.
gotta get some
Yeah,
merch.
we
now.
gotta.
Josh has got to work on his jump. I've been watching this B-roll all night. Josh has got to work on his jumping and lift those legs up. You got to get the crouch
Well,
jump
you
going.
don't you don't jump in other shooters. It's so hard to get back in the mindset of Halo. Like
Yeah.
you're jumping, you're throwing nades all the time. It's such a different feeling than. Yeah,
I mean,
guess
that guy was
more
looking
modern
straight at the
shooters.
ground. Didn't even know Josh was there, but he still killed him.
Thanks for that. So
I'm
moving
glad
right
it's
along,
not my B-roll. It could have been bad.
Yoda Kicks says, I saw the tweet about Sharon with your nephew. Yeah, so introducing my nephew to Halo. But others sharing their first experience with their kids, nephews, nieces, siblings could be great. I'm going to try to get my 17-year-old back into it, and he played through Halo 1 campaign and part of Halo 2 before shifting to Destiny 2. So, Mule, you want to start that?
Dude, I have a great story on this because my son is my oldest son is 10 years old, and he's never played Halo. He beat Halo 1, he's beat Halo 2, and we've been playing Halo 3 together. We have like maybe 2 missions left in Halo 3. And what was cool is sitting in the party chat with him, and as he's watching it, he's going, "Holy crap, what is that? Holy crap." Like the part in Halo 3 when the flood comes in onto Earth, he goes, "No, the flood." And I was like, dude, I'm reliving Halo 3 through my son as he's reacting to this. And I just loved it. I loved every second of it because he's like, "What's going to happen now, Dad?" And I was like, "I don't know. We got to play. We got to play it." You know, it's just one of the coolest things ever to be a gamer dad and have my son experience the same things that I experienced, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crawler, have you put a controller in the boys?
William
hand yet?
hasn't. He's been playing Minecraft more. I need to get him. He's getting that dexterity with the whole movement with 2 sticks and that kind of stuff. I've been playing Halo more, like all of us have been. So he's been down here and watching over my shoulder. And one that stands out for me is one match I was playing. I'm not sure if it was SWAT or just regular, but it was 2 kind of common guys that either were killing me or I was killing them. It was kind of a good back and forth all the time. But he was like, "That's Jumpy Guy," and I think it was an elite that would would just jump around a lot. And then he's like, "And that's Flamehead," and he was calling him out as he was seeing him. So he was just giving live commentary as I was playing. He's like, "Oh, that was Jumpy Guy over there. Go get him." So he recognizes the play styles in Halo multiplayer already.
John, did you like put the Master Chief helmet on your cat or anything? You know?
Well, I don't have kids, clearly.
Right.
I have 2 cats, but no,
A lot of Pokemon cards.
So I have I have a lot of cousins, and my one cousin when I started playing Halo, you know, I was in college. He was probably like 11 or 12, and he was playing, you know, Halo 3, and we would hop in to like private matches, and he would just wipe the floor with me. Like I had no chance. This 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid just destroying me. And not much has changed in the past 15 years.
I love it. So yesterday I purchased the Master Chief Collection on Steam for both my boys. Okay. And I'll be honest, I actually got a little bit emotional when I did it because it just made me start thinking, like, we've been playing this since my oldest was 2 years old. So we've been playing Halo for 18 years, right? Off and on. Like, but I mean, there's my uncle who got me into games. I took, when Halo 2 had come out, my son was like 3, maybe 4. It was me and my son versus, or my son and I versus my uncle and his son, who is like 7 years older than my son. And we're playing Capture the Flag on Blood Gulch, coagulation, right? And it's split screen, right? We're all in the same. And I'm like, Ethan, there's someone in the base. And he's like, don't worry, Dad, it's just Uncle Ken. And then wipes him out. and that, I mean, almost every time I see my uncle, we laugh about, he's like, oh, don't worry, it's just Uncle Ken, like, because he just, and I remember I had a buddy. I had a buddy who was like, okay, can your kids beat you yet? I'm like, all right, let's see. And every time you want us to play. So I'd 1v2 him. And I remember we were on that map. I've got to look it up tonight so I know which one it is. But with the beach and that asymmetrical that was in the beta. And it came down to the last kill. And the younger one was running away from me because he didn't have any more ammo. And the older one was chasing me, shooting me. And I got the last bullet in the younger one. Like, it was such an intense moment. They were like 7 and 9. Right. But they almost took me out. And so that was a big moment. My buddy would offer anybody $20 if they could beat my son at Halo. Never once did that happen. And so what's cool is I'm actually going to do a special episode of this show this weekend with them. They're both getting ready to move out. And we were sitting the other night just talking Halo. And he was like, get the mic right now. Let's just do this thing right now. Like they're so pumped just to go back and reminisce about all. I mean, it's like 20 years of since Halo came out. It's pretty much how long they've been. It's been a part of their lives since they can remember.
Yeah.
And so it's
awesome.
funny. I even put their, I forgot to do my oldest son's. I thought about it too late, but his original gamer tag was Dino Sore, but if Sore. I don't know why, like that was just how he wanted it. Like, and then the other ones was Gavatron. So in on Steam, you can write their name, like put their name and then do a little message and stuff. And so I put the youngest one's original gamer tag in and just, wrote something about just being my player too or whatever. And so it was, I don't know. It's crazy just how much nostalgia and how much this series has been a part of our family. And so I love being back in, and I know it's crazy. I'm talking about a game and almost getting choked up a little bit, but I mean, there's just so many fond memories I could go on and on. So
High Ground is the name of the map.
High Ground. I love you. Thank you. There actually, you can see it on the map. Like that's the map right there. You can see it on the B-roll where we're waiting to load in. So, because actually the B-roll froze because there's only so many. It's only 36 minutes of it. So that's why I was like, man, why does that take so long to load?
Yeah.
Great producer I am. So go ahead and fire me after the show's over. And no, so let's wrap this thing up. Again, if you guys want to jump in the Discord, we would absolutely love to have you. There will be a link. I believe you could probably search for Halo Infinite Podcast Discord, even on Google, and it probably will show up. If not, we will have a link in the description.
We are SEO to the max.
We are. We really are. So
yep.
You can connect with us on all socials. I'm posting on like Instagram and Facebook, and we even have a Facebook group, but I don't think anybody's in it yet. We're slowly starting to build the Facebook page and the Instagram. And the thing that's the most fun for me, we're just laser focused on one thing. So it's just Halo all the time. And it's a blast.
Feels good.
It really does. It really does. So follow us there. Of course, Johnny, what's your Twitter real quick?
Johnny Bow.
Crawler.
Johnny Bow.
Nightcrawler 724. Nightcrawlers without the E.
Mule.
Mulehorn Gaming.
There you go. And I'm N64 Josh, also the Halo Infinite podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here with us live too. I want to shout out we've had consistently 12 viewers for the entire this whole thing. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. We really do appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.
Please call us at your earliest convenience.